So this question is about her son who missed out on a lot due to COVID, has a diagnosis, and she wants to kind of backtrack on curriculum in order to move forward. And ultimately, is starting over going to hold them back long term? The goals with homeschooling are dramatically different than the goals are with traditional schooling. The reason that you need things like grade levels in traditional schooling is because you are in a mass education program. That means you need to track a large quantity of students through a curriculum, and that's really difficult. And the metrics in order to be able to make sure you're doing it well are things like grading tests and quizzes, and then making sure that they're advancing through the curriculum on a testing level, and then allowing them to go on to the next year. When a mass education program is looking at students, they're looking at individual lines. They're not looking at Chris's individual needs, Jason's individual needs, Bartholomew's individual needs. It's the most random name, but it's what came to mind. Anyway, it's actually not telling you how well somebody's advancing through the curriculum. It's just telling you that they're passing the curriculum. It's also not telling you if you're going too slow through the curriculum for some kids. It's not an individualized curriculum. It's a curriculum that's supposed to educate the masses over the course of 12 years to ensure that they get a basic level amount of skills with some general knowledge attached. So the definition of success in a traditional school platform is that you have hit enough metrics that we have been able to pass you through. Whereas homeschooling is a customized educational program to an individual. In homeschooling, Bartholomew gets his own curriculum, one that is going to meet his educational needs, help him be able to build on what he's learning, and be able to excel and ultimately graduate at the age of 18 with the knowledge that he needs in order to be able to thrive. So when we're comparing a traditional school curriculum and a homeschool curriculum, it's really apples and oranges. A traditional curriculum needs to be able to teach all the individualized learners in the room in one curriculum. Therefore, you're basically going over the same material in 5 different ways. So that the auditory learner, the visual learner, the tactile learner, all of the learners are learning the same curriculum. Which, shout out to the teachers who are able to do that, because that sounds exhausting. Whereas a homeschool curriculum is just teaching one individualized person. So if your child's falling behind in traditional school and you take them out and you decide to start a couple of years back, that's fine, because they can zip through that material and end up ahead of their peers, because they're now getting an individualized curriculum that's going to help them thrive. Though it is nice to be able to say, yes, you're passing these metrics to be able to move on from year over year, especially on things like math that really builds upon itself. For a homeschooler who's nailing something and is skimming through things and going, I know this, I know this, I know this, skip all those lessons, they already know them. There's no reason to rehash them. The goal of a curriculum is to be able to instill information. If the information's already been instilled, skip the lesson. And allow them to go at their pace. Allow them to go at the pace that they are able to learn and thrive. There's ultimately no behind or ahead, because the only person they're competing with is themselves. And the ultimate goal is to make sure that they know all of these things by the time they graduate, which means some things are slower and some things are faster. And that's fine, because it's their own individualized homeschooling experience.